Hey guys, today I wanted to give you a bit of an update on how things are going with my cut process. If you saw my last fitness update, you know I just finished up a massive 5-month bulk. I was eating a lot, lifting heavy, and honestly just enjoying the winter phase of growth. But now that we've hit spring and the season of Lent, I've officially pivoted into a cut. As with any transition, I'm having to take a step back in some areas in order to move forward in others. I've been at this for several weeks now, and I'll be honest, it's been a mix of feeling really disciplined and also having to deal with some ego stuff in the gym. I've got some data to show you from my tracking, and I want to talk about how my nightly walks and my morning journaling are actually changing how I'm looking at my body and my habits. When it comes to the numbers, I started this cut at about 195 pounds. My goal is to get down to somewhere between 180 and 185. Now, if you've ever tried to lose weight, you know that scale is a total head game. For years, I'd weigh myself on a Monday after a big Sunday meal, see that number jump up 3 or 4 pounds and freak out a little. I'd have this fear that I had ruined everything. And then I'd feel this internal pressure to fix it with my diet by Tuesday. I don't really do that anymore. I made a rule for myself. I don't change anything about my diet or my workouts based on a single day's number. I only look at the trends once a week on Saturday. To make things easier, I've been using ChatGPT as a sort of data coach. I literally just screenshot my weight log for the entire week, upload it, and ask Chat to analyze the trends. It's so much better than just looking at a graph every week because it explains the trend to me rather than me having to expend a ton of mental energy understanding the patterns. Even when I have a day where my weight spikes, I'm clearly making progress overall. I started losing weight quickly, and then in recent weeks, it has stabilized to about a half a pound a week. Tracking my progress this way keeps me from making those rash, desperate decisions. It's a lot easier to trust the process when you're not micromanaging your progress, but intentionally setting aside time to look at those numbers and make adjustments as needed. The gym has been the most interesting part of this transition so far. I've moved from those heavy, low rep strength sets where I was doing about 5 or 6 reps up to 12 reps for hypertrophy or muscle building. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there are definitely some ego issues to overcome here for me. It's tough to take plates off the bar on my squats and my shoulder presses just because I'm in a cut. Those have always been my hardest lifts, and seeing the weight stay the same or even drop a little bit is a bitter pill to swallow. But I have to keep reminding myself of the bigger picture. I was looking at numbers from exactly 1 year ago, and it's actually kind of wild. Every single one of my main lifts has seen an increase in the last year. So when I feel a little weak because I'm using slightly lighter weight, I have to step back and realize I've made massive gains in the last year. I'm also running more now, and I'm actually getting faster, which is really encouraging too. It's a good reminder that my body is still a high performance machine. It's just that right now I'm prioritizing physique over my weightlifting personal records. I'm really trying to learn to be grateful for the body I actually have, one that is faster and stronger than it was last year, rather than obsessing over my ideal physique that I have in my head that might not even be realistic for me. One thing that's been huge for me is my nightly walk. I've been super consistent with it, which has been good, but it's not just about cardio or burning calories or getting extra steps in, though it is doing that too. It's also about giving my brain a chance to go into what's called the default mode network, which is basically just a fancy term for what your brain does when you aren't focused on a task or on a screen. When I'm out there walking without a podcast or music, with my phone on Do Not Disturb, my brain starts processing things I didn't even realize were on my mind. For instance, I actually had a pretty vulnerable moment of clarity recently when I admitted to someone close to me how important it is for my physique to be really solid this summer. I'll be honest, it felt a little silly and maybe even vain to say out loud, but I know I wouldn't have been able to be that honest with myself or with the person that I shared this realization with if I hadn't given my brain the space to wander on these walks. On top of that, I'm also doing morning pages, which is basically just writing 3 pages of whatever is on my mind every single morning. Between the writing and the walking, I've noticed that I just don't want to watch TV as much. I've been spending a lot more time sitting on the porch at night, reading books, or talking with friends. I'm noticing that I'm naturally moving out of that winter hibernation mode where I just wanted to rest and into a spring mode that's all about growth and connection instead. Now, this connects to my cut because as I'm training my body differently, I can tell that my brain is adjusting to the seasons as well in a way that is complementary, and it's making the process much easier. Now, to make this cut work, I've had to keep my food really simple. I do a protein smoothie during the day, Greek yogurt, oats, milk, and protein isolate. And then I do one big meal prepped dinner at night. I don't want to spend any mental energy tracking calories obsessively. The simplicity for me makes it so much easier to stick to. And since I'm doing this during Lent, I'm also trying to connect the moments of hunger with the historically spiritual meanings that are associated with fasting. In some ways, it's a form of solidarity for me. When I find myself craving something in the morning, I use it as a reminder to be grateful that I'm choosing this, while so many people around the world don't get a choice in whether they're hungry or not. To keep myself from going crazy with food and cravings, I still have my Sabbath on Sundays where I eat whatever I want that day. It creates this really cool sense of anticipation. If I want a burger or something sweet or pizza during the week, I just tell myself, okay, we'll do that on Sunday. And then it makes Sunday feel a lot more special, almost sacred, and makes the rest of the week much easier to handle. It's not as much about being perfect as it is about finding a rhythm that's actually working for my life right now. Ultimately, I'm doing this because I want to invest in my long-term health. I know my body is eventually going to decline as I get older. That's just part of being human. The discipline that I'm building right now, though, and the ability to be honest with myself about this process is the stuff that's going to last way longer than a six-pack or big arms. So if you're struggling out there with the scale or feeling like you're losing strength in the gym, remember to look at the big picture. Look at your trends, give yourself some space to think and process, and just keep moving. If you found this helpful, it would mean so much to me if you subscribed if you haven't already, and maybe share this video with someone who is also going through a fitness journey. And then comment down below what has helped you find a rhythm that works for you when it comes to fitness. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.